So although I don't live in Currie or Cessnock at the moment, my family is from the coalfields. There's a lot of Rodricks still that live around. My brother still lives here. My dad grew up here. My great-grandfather, in fact, was really a pioneer of the coalfields. The Rodrick brothers, William and Arthur Rodrick, founded the Pioneer Bakery in Pelham, the first bakery in all the Currie area. And it was an open-air bakery and used to have little tokens to come and get your loaf of bread. One of my uncles then went on to become one of the first publicans as well at the Currie Hotel. So I have a family history here. I want to see Currie and Cessnock prosper. I think that the way forward is to really engage and promote our bushland, because it is such a precious resource. People will pay good money to come and see the birds and the wildlife that we have here. So I think there's a real future for us to look forward to, using these forests as a bit of a showcase. It's a type of environment you just don't see in other places, and it's a birdwatcher's paradise. It's all about diversity. Just walking around, for 10-15 minutes, you'll see and hear more bird species than you will in double that time in other parts of Australia. It's a very special place. There's an industry called avitourism, and avitourism means bird tourism. Avitourism is massive in places like the United States, United Kingdom and Europe, and it's growing in Australia. Australia has the second most number of endemic species, bird species in the world after Indonesia, which means there's more birds here that bird watchers can see that they'll find nowhere else. And a lot of those birds are here in our forests in Cessnock. And I really can see a future for promoting and using avitourism, birdwatching tourism, in the future in Cessnock. It's got so many things going for it. We have the infrastructure for accommodation, we have the wineries, bird watchers like to do a bit of wine tasting. We're only 2 hours from Sydney, we have an airport. We have a local bird club that can provide the know-how to show people the birds. I can really see a great future in promoting avitourism, bird-watching tourism around Cessnock. So where we're standing here in one of these valuable biodiversity remnants, it's also a valuable remnant for Indigenous cultural heritage. We're standing here on the lands of the Wonnarua people. And whilst this land is important for birds and animals, it's also very important for Indigenous people as well. There is Aboriginal cultural heritage here. The place is rich in history. And I think that as we move ahead promoting biodiversity, we also at the same time would like to promote cultural history as well, Aboriginal cultural history, and move forward together in protecting and recognising how important this country is. So I think there's lessons for everyone in our bushland. I mean, all you need to do, literally, is just step out and take a walk in the bush. Just notice what's going on around you. There's no coincidences in nature. Things are happening for a reason. And after a while, you start to pick up on just seasonal differences. One day there's a westerly wind blowing, all of a sudden there's all these dragonflies appear. Maybe they're migrating, just things like that. And so there's a lot of cues that you can take from the forest that will actually teach you lessons about nature. And I think there's some really important lessons for us, for humanity in nature. I think that we really need to sit back and listen to nature and take heed of what nature is trying to tell us, because there's a lot that it wants to teach us.